Hi scrapbook friends, it's Nicole from Nicole's Scrapbooks, and today I thought it would be fun to do a process video and show you just how quick and easy it can be to put together one of the Creative Memories card kits. This is our newest card kit. It's called Signed, Sealed, and Celebrate, and everything you need to create 12 greeting cards is in this box, which retails for $20 in the United States. So I have looked at this card kit previously, but I haven't done any kind of prep. So we're just gonna start and I'm gonna go through it and you'll be able to see just the process of putting the cards together and how quickly you can get them done. So the first thing that you have in the kit are the directions for each of the individual cards. I'm gonna set those aside for right now, and I'm gonna pull out the bag of components that you're gonna use to put your cards together. We also have a bonus pack of embellishments and components in case you want to change some things up, and we may decide to do that as I get going. Like I said, I haven't really looked at these. And then we have the cards and the envelopes that all go together. All right, so here we go. The first thing you're going to want to do when you take out this kit is turn everything over and look at the back. Every one of these little pre-cut embellishments has a number and a letter on the back. So this is 1B. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start just putting from 1 through 12, sorting out these little pieces. 12, 1, 2. So this part does take a minute, and I will try to be quick. All right, let's see, 4, 10, 11, 11, 10, 11. Oops, I don't know what this one goes to. It doesn't have a number. Oh, there it is. On the inside, there's a little number in there. I don't know if you can see it. 3C, 1D, 1E, 4F, 3E, 8D. I don't have an 8 yet. 7. I usually do try to put these in order, but trying to keep everything on the screen is making it a little harder. 10B, 2C, 8, 6, I'll put 6 right here, 6F, 4B. So they're not in any kind of order. You just have to organize them all as you go. 2D, 12, 12, 5G, 2E, 7C. So this is the part that kind of takes the longest and is maybe the least fun, is organizing your pieces so that when you go to put the cards together, everything is just super speedy and quick. 8B, 12B, 9C, 6D, 1C, 7E, 12E, 6D, 1F, 10D, 12H, 10I, 10E, 5E, 1G, 10F, I'm guessing this is a 10, 10H, I'm guessing this is a 5, 5F, 9B, 2B, all right, I'm gonna move these because I didn't leave enough space. It's a 9, 11B, flip these over, 2A, 9A, 8A, 11A, 3A, 7A, 12A, 10A, 6A, and 4A. So you can see I kind of have a background for each card and then all the components. All right, so I'm going to scooch these out of the way, keeping them together. Just so that you can see the process now. This is the organizing part. It's taken me 5 minutes to organize, and then we'll get to the actual assembly. So all you're going to need, in addition to the card kit, is a tape runner, and you may want a some foam squares if you'd like to add a little bit of dimension. That's completely up to you. They're not required. And now I'm going to pull out the cards from here, and you have the cards and the envelopes, and the cards in this kit are all just plain white, so it doesn't matter which one you use. And then I'm going to grab my little directions and start from here. So this tells me which pieces to use and the directions. So adhere piece 1A along the upper edge of the card base. Let's make sure I got it opening on the correct side. All right, 1A. Adhere piece 1B over 1A. Kind of looks like a little Swiss cheese going on here. Oops, and I'm out of tape runner. Luckily, I have another one right here. Magic of television. I'm just going to line that one up. Adhere piece 1C, D, E, and F below pieces 1A and B. So I think we're writing happy. And they've got theirs kind of centered, but that's a little symmetrical for me. I think I'm going to kind of put mine together and squish it a little bit. So even though they are all, you know, pre-designed and pre-decorated, you do have the ability to change it up a little bit if you'd like to. All right, so there's happy. Maybe I don't like it off to the side, but I'm going to leave it that way. And I'm just going to take a little dab of adhesive and stick this on. And if you can see right here, I had 2 pieces come off in a couple of these spaces, and it's just a little bit too narrow. So I just take my thumbnail and fold this over so that it stays completely on where it needs to be. And we'll put our little stripe right across here. And there we go. Card number 1, done. All right, so we're gonna flip this over. We're gonna go to card number 2, which is right here. And same thing. We're going to take card piece 2A and attach it to the card base. And I'll admit, I haven't looked at these. So I may decide later that I wish I would have done a different color and be sorry that I didn't kind of look a little bit more at the pictures and at the bonus pieces. All right, center and adhere piece 2B onto 2A. Center. Oh, this one's nice because there are little dots on here and it helps a little bit with the lining up, so I know that it's straight. All right. Then we're going to say adhere piece 2C along the bottom edge of piece 2B. Oh, interesting. The curves of the corners don't quite match up on this, but you'll never know. All right, use the mini tape runner or the repositional tape runner to lightly apply adhesive to the back of page 2F. Weave it into the holes of pieces 2D and 2E. Okay, I'm not sure that that's what I want to do. I think I'm just gonna not use the adhesive. Let's see, it lines up. So I'm gonna stick these. Oh, I skipped that. So place 2D on top of 2E and is shown, adhere is shown above, making sure the holes are lined up. I'll do it on here so we can see. All right, and then I'm just gonna take this. I'm not gonna use any mini tape runner or precision point adhesive on this. Well, maybe I will. I'll use a little bit of the repositionable. And I'm going to use the back of this little piece as my guide. Now you could just do the same thing that I did before and just use a little single dab of this. But the repositionable is really nice because you can just kind of go wherever you want and it will stay, you know, it only sticks to the parts that you want it to stick to. So we're going to weave that through. All right. Center and adhere piece 2G on top of piece 2F. All right, they don't have it covering over that. All right, centered. I'm gonna go ahead and stick that down. Whoops. Ha! Put adhesive on the back of this one too. And I think I'm gonna put a little bit here. Just to make sure that these edges stay where I want them. I find that it's the edges of cards and stuff that tend to be kind of the weak spot. All right, so I put this right about here. All right, I'm going to scooch this over because it's not quite centered. All right, and then 2G. And so I could just use my tape runner and stick this on, but I'm going to go ahead and use a couple of foam squares just for some dimension. And the nice thing is these are pretty flat and these cards are pretty flat, so none of this should impact postage rates later on when you go to send these cards. All right, card number 2. All right, and so we're done with 1 and 2 are done. I'll put this aside. We'll go to card number 3. And because I didn't put them in order, the hardest part is finding where the cards are. Oh, this one's cute with a little pocket. All right, 3A is going to be our base. Looks like a lot of these have a solid base that covers the whole card. And I want to say, if you have made cards and stuff before, this is a really nice quality cardstock. It just feels really good. You know, it's a nice heavyweight, very smooth cardstock. Okay, 3B goes on to 3A. And you can see how fast this goes, just because everything's pre-cut. So it says here to adhere piece 3C on top of 3B as shown, leaving enough room on the right side for piece 3D to stick out. I'm going to go ahead and just put this in here so I know exactly where it's going to stick out. And that way I don't have to worry that I maybe didn't quite leave enough space. And then this one, it says if you desired, you can use a little bit of twine to enhance this. And so that's in the bonus kit. You wouldn't have to if you don't want to deal with twine. This does, of course, now mean that I am going to need a pair of scissors. It said a piece about 4 inches long. So luckily I have my little mat right here. That's about 4 inches long. And through the hole, tie a knot. I think I'm going to do it like this. And just loop it through and slide like that. Because I like the way that looks as a little tie. All right, so that goes in here. And then I have my last one that says birthday wishes. And because this already gives some dimension, I'm just going to go ahead and use the strip and put that right here across the bottom. Birthday wishes. We have been asking for a birthday card kit since they started coming out with these, and I'm just so thrilled that we finally have one. So you could write a little message on here. You could put a picture. You could attach a gift card. Maybe you wouldn't even want to put this. Maybe you'd want to put a gift card. But I would attach it to this anyway because it has the little tag to pull out. So that could be fun. And then you still have the inside that you can write your sentiment. All right, that's card number 3. On to card number 4. Now this one's fun because it has a little shaker element. And if you've ever made cards and made shaker elements, you know they're fun, but they're a little bit of a pain. And so this one is just pre-made for you. Makes it quick. And this is going to be a vertical card. Now the cards are folded so there's a little bit of a lip. And so I'm going to flip that one over. I actually didn't check that on the others, but if that's something you care about, you can make sure that you have the wider side on the front. Makes it a little easier to open those. All right, then we're going to do 4B, and you can see that they have you adhere them in order of the letters, which makes it easy and nice. Especially when you're working with them upside down, you know which piece to grab next. All right, oh, this one's gonna have me do some more twine. 4.5 inches of twine, pieces 4C and 4D, which are these two little balloons. So maybe this twine isn't exactly a bonus. I will say that 4 inches of twine is an awfully small amount to have to tie. Adhere the twine on the back of each piece to create the balloon strings. Okay, I don't have to tie this one. So I'm just going to put a piece of tape runner so that the twine is just poking out the bottom. We are going to tie a bow on that one. That'll be a little trickier. And let's see. So I'm going to put this here in the middle. Sorry, got a cat hair on it. And I'm going to put a little extra adhesive on this just because of the twine on there. I just want to make sure that it has enough places to grab. All right, make sure there's none showing on the front. I'm going to put this guy right here. This one kind of right here, down here. And then the last one, they want you to cut a piece of twine approximately 10 inches long, which will make it easier to, let's see if I can rip this, or I need to cut it. I hate to cut it because I'm worried I'll cut the twine, so I should rip that off. So we're gonna do 10 inches. Sorry, I have a ruler down here a little farther away out of the screen. And then this one, you're gonna tie the twine in a bow around the base of 4E. Okay, this is a little bit of a pain. But luckily, all my things I learned in kindergarten are coming back to me. Actually, it gives you a lot of space to tie your bow. But I'm going to offset it a little bit so that I have enough left for a string. And then I'm going to tie the bow. Pull it nice and snug. And actually, I kind of think I don't want this to be hanging off the front. I want the string to be on the back like the others. But I'm just going to let it go. Use a little adhesive. Here's a fun little shaker card. Put this on here. And there is a little plastic edge right here, so make sure that when you put it on your card, the plastic edge doesn't go off the edge of the card. All right, and here we go. So there's our little card. And then this one, I'm definitely going to use some foam squares because I want to put it up over the top of these little strings. I'm going to use the little foam squares. And I'm going to kind of put them, because there's 3 strings, I want to leave a little bit of space for those strings to fit through. All right, and then I will position this over the top. Time to party. And then, of course, because I gave myself a little bit more than 4 inches, I'm going to have to trim off these little ends. Now, if you wanted to, you could use our precision point adhesive, which is our glue pen, and you could, you know, stick these down so they stay exactly where you want them. But I think it's kind of fun that they're kind of free floating little strings. Okay, so now we're done with card number 4. All right, card number 5 is this one here. Also a vertical card. All right. I feel like I'm missing a couple of pieces for 5. I'm supposed to have some little, there it is. Tricked myself. Okay. Adhere piece, it says adhere piece 5A along the top edge of the card base, and then adhere this underneath. What does it say? Adhere piece 5A along the top edge. Adhere piece, oh, this is 5A. Top edge. Okay. Silly me. I looked at them wrong. Okay. 5A along the top edge of the card base. I assumed the bigger one was 5A. That was my mistake. So maybe they're not quite as easy as I thought if you get going too fast. All right. And then 5D, 5C, we're going ABC. So we're going to run those right up along the edge of the candles. And then this one, I think I'm going to do the foam squares. It actually might have been nice to put this 5B on with foam squares, so there's a little bit of dimension between that and the background piece that makes the candles. But you can decide to do that if you want. I've already committed, so. All right, so we're going to center this here. Happy birthday. And then I'm also going to use the foam squares. I'm going to use the little ones for the candle flames, which don't seem to want me to let them get picked up. All right, 5G. Oh, looks like they got them going in different directions. All right, so it does matter which one you use. I guess it doesn't really matter, but if you don't want them all, you know, going in the same direction. Centered that one in the flame. And there's the last one. All right, and that's card number 5. Was a little tricky because I was going too fast, but you've hopefully learned from my mistakes. All right, number 6. Where's number 6? Here we go. So this one looks like it's kind of like a little stacked birthday cake. And 6A, see, the big one is usually A, so we'll do 6A. And then equally space and adhere pieces B, C, D, E, and F based on the example above. So C is this one, E, I like it like that. Now this one, they say that you can take a little piece of twine and wrap it and stick it on with a foam square. If I had my glue pen handy, I might want to use my glue pen, but I think what I'm going to do is take my little piece of twine. It says 8 inches. It's about right here. I'm going to go a little bit longer. Hopefully I'll have enough for all the pieces. And I'm going to tie it around here, so that leaves a little string on the front because I don't have any way to hide the adhesive on the back. So I'm going to tie my bow, goodness, like this. And actually, I think I'm going to do this a different way, and I'm going to do the 2 loops like we teach new shoelace tires, so that we get a little bit more of a knot right here. Let me tie our bow. All right, that is not the prettiest bow I've ever tied. Let's see if we can make it prettier. All right. Again, not the prettiest bow I've ever tied, but I'm gonna just leave it for now. Whoops. And now that way I can just put adhesive on the back, and that will keep my little twine in place. And I'm gonna go ahead and adhere all these down. And because I didn't put the bow on top, because I put it on the actual piece, I scooted it up just a hair. This one you're going to want to use your repositionable. And it's called repositionable, but it's not going to come off. Repositionable just gives you these little dots. And you see they don't go through the hole. You can see the little dots on here. So if anything pokes through the hole like this, you'll just be able to rub it off with your finger. This does become more tacky after it sits for a while. So I've used this as on posters and things like that. And if you wait too long to take things off, it's pretty permanent. It rips when you go to take it off. So this is not going to fall off your card. This is not like a temporary adhesive. It's still a permanent adhesive. It just has a little bit of a grace period to let you move things around. All right, wrapped with love. There we go. That's card number 6. Card number 7. Where did I put number 7? Oh, right here. All right, this is a horizontal card. So I hope you're kind of getting an idea of how the cards go together so that when you get to those bonus pieces, you'll have some ideas of what you can do with them. All right, this is a thanks card. All right, that's in the wrong section. Okay, so I'm going to stick this one down, and then I'm going to do the little thanks words with some foam squares. And what I like to do when I'm trying to evenly space a word, although this one's nice because this is a little bit of a grid pattern, that'll make it a little easier, is go ahead and arrange all of these before I start sticking them down. And that way I know that I will get them evenly spaced. Now that I got it on here, I don't know that I want to do foam squares. I think I'm just going to use adhesive. I'm using a little bit more than I would ordinarily do just because I want it to go over this little ribbon in the middle. And I'm using the grid that is on this paper, I'll show you in a minute, to line them up so that they'll all be even straight at the bottom. Now this one's fun because I did a little accent with some of the little gems, the little gem stickers. So as soon as I get these on, I'm going to show you the grid so you can see how I was able to line these up. So it's got this grid, and so I was able to just line up the bases with the grid. And then I'm going to go back to these bonus pieces and pull out the gems. Let's see if I can just peel these open. And I don't know which gems I want to use. I think I like the pink ones. Hopefully I don't need the pink ones for something else. There you go. So that just gives some of that dimension. All right, card number 7. Card number 8. Back here. This one's pretty quick. 8A is just this big background piece with kind of the ribbons hanging down from it. And with tape runner, you know, you only need a little bit in the corners. It holds really strongly. It's a permanent adhesive. You don't need to use a whole tape runner for a project like this. Then we're going to take 8B and center that in the middle. It's just some little yellow polka dots. 8C. 8D. And then this one also, they want you to have some little gems to accent the ends. And I think I'll use the little diamondy looking ones. No, I'll use the yellow ones like they did. All right, little yellow gems. All right, so there we go, card number 8. Card number 9. These are real quick, these ones at the end. This one has the sentiment printed on this piece A. And then this one goes like this. I want to use foam squares. I think that will look really cute if it has some dimension popping it up. Now, because it's a big piece, it does take a few more of the foam squares. Sometimes I try to be a little bit more frugal with my foam squares, but sometimes you want it so that stuff doesn't get squished. So I'm going to put a few here. This part was too narrow to fit the bigger foam square, but I think this will look better with that dimension. And this protects it, you know, as it goes through the mail so that it doesn't get too squished. All right, and then the fussy part is taking off all these little tags and having a little pile of tags on your, or I don't know, what do we call these? The little papers. And you can kind of tell when you peel them off that they go from being a little bit opaque to being shiny, so you know you've got them all uncovered. And then I'm going to stick this down, making sure that I've centered the image. All right, lots of love. And then 9C. I gotta say, I'm glad this one doesn't have twine. I'm not a big twine person. All right, we're gonna line this up along the bottom, and then 9D goes on last. And they have some little gems on here too, but I don't know that I want to put the gems on top now that I've bumped this up with foam squares. I think I'm going to put them in here, and I kind of like them over here on this side. And this way the foam squares are going to protect this from like poking out of your envelope a little bit too. All right, so mine's a little bit different than the sample, you know, where they put theirs on top, but I really like the look of the dimension. Almost looks like a shaker card. All right, number 9. So we're on to card number 10, which is this one with all the little flower pieces. And some more twine. I knew it. Okay. Also a vertical card. We start with 10A. Oh, look, it already has the little flower stem on here, so you're not going to have to add that separately. Here is 10B along the side of 10A. Create a flower bouquet with all of these, with this 10I as the topmost flower. So looks like I have a lot of creative latitude, which is not necessarily always a good thing. Makes me have to think a little bit. Okay, but I'm going to put this little 10I for sure on a foam square. All right, 10H, and then this one I'll put a couple foam squares. And the big ones barely fit in these flower petals. Maybe they did that on purpose. All right, 10I. Oh, see, now I want to move these a little bit. I want them touching just a little bit more. So I probably should use a repositionable because it'd make it a smidge easier, but still not hard to move these around. All right, we'll put this one right here. And then it says, so I was supposed to put 10C. Oh, see, I worked out of order. I was too excited to make the flower bouquet. A bunch of, and then this says thanks, which is really cute. And so it says take a piece of twine. It says 12 inches of twine. That's a lot of twine. I guess they want you to have lots of time, lots of space to do a bow, but I used extra twine on something, so I'm gonna use a little bit less. We're gonna tie it through here. And I kind of regret my choice to do the other style of bow on that last card because it didn't look as pretty. I thought it would hold better, but I don't know if it matters. So I'm just going to do a regular old bow. Ugh, it's a little tricky. We'll straighten that out a little bit. I don't think I want the string to be quite that long. And so it says there's a bonus piece of 10J that's a blank card. So you could leave this off, or you could, you know, write a different sentiment on there. But that's pretty cute. A bunch of thanks. All right. Okay, so card number 10. Our last two cards. Card number 11. Oh, more twine. Oh, two more things of twine. Hope I have enough. And then this one. So if you're watching this video and you don't have a card kit, you could create a lot of these components yourself. All right, there's supposed to be a the somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay. The best. All right, twine and twine. I'm going to double check, make sure number 12 doesn't use any twine. Okay, so this is supposed to be from the bonus pieces, but obviously it's something that you're going to want for the whole card kit. And this is another one where I'm going to do the loop. And I like to put the loop through from the top so that when it comes up, the loop covers up over the string. We'll just tuck these two pieces through the middle. All right, so you see that the little piece that comes over shows up on the top because I went down through the top instead of coming up from the bottom. Otherwise, it would look like this, which is fine, but I like it with the little strip going across. Okay. And again, if you don't want to do this twine, I don't think any of these cards, except maybe the flower bunch, would matter at all. And I'm going to adhere this one down, the UR. And I think I'm going to do the best tag on foam squares, but I'm not going to do this little piece on it. So I want to make it positioned where I want it. And then Oh, I'm running out of the big ones. I probably use more foam squares than I need to, but I really like to make sure that they're not going to get squished when it goes in the mail. Especially right now where we can't, it's not as easy to just go drop something off to somebody. I think sending a little card in the mail is a nice way to brighten somebody's day. All right, you are the best. Okay, that looks really cute. I'm happy with that. And then this one I can put some little jewels on it again, and I think I'll use these little bluish ones. Oh yeah, those are cute. And they only use 3, but there's always room for a little bit more bling. Oh, no, it's because I don't have enough colors. All right, I've used all the little gems of the blue. So there to that one, and I will definitely trim these off again. See, I didn't need that much. I still could have had extra twine for things. Actually, I think I want to make these different lengths. I think that adds a little interest if they're not exactly the same length. Okay. All right, we are to number 12. We're at 40 minutes. So 12 cards in less than an hour. Pretty great. Here we go, 12A. Some little gray polka dots on a white background. A line piece 12B. Equally space pieces 12. Okay, so we're not going to put 12C on yet. So we're going to equally space these. Thank you so very much. And you know, if that's too many words for you, you could just do the thank you, just by itself, and I think it would still look good. But we will do the way they have it, because I didn't do all of them the way they had it. So I'm going to just position this to find out where I want these. And again, this has little dots, so it helps to line up your pieces and make sure that they're straight just by using the dots as a little positioning tool. All right. And then I don't think I'm going to use foam squares. I think I'm just going to stick this guy down and be done. All right, 43 minutes and 25 seconds. And that counts me chattering at the beginning to you. And we've got 12 cards done. So let me pull those all back out. And we will look at all 12 of the cards. Birthday, thank you. Mostly birthday. Oops, sorry. There you go, 12 cards, $20. Less than an hour of your time, and we still have all these fun little embellishments that are left in here. So there's a, actually I'm gonna dump them in here. There's a bunch of different backgrounds if you wanted to change out that birthday. I mean, a lot of these, if you had your own cards, you could just replicate the cards that we just made. Here's another little envelope you could use for a gift card. This is the same as that one. So you have a lot of choice of changing up colors or making a bunch of your own cards. You are out of twine. Well, you might not be. I am out of twine. Lots of fun little extra embellishments. You still have some gems left. So, we also sell a blank card kit for $6.50. I don't know that you could do 12 more cards with these, but you could definitely, do probably at least 6 cards with just the bonus pieces that come in here. And then of course these fun envelopes are colored on the inside, which is new for CM. Let's see, I guess you get 2 of those, 3 of these. Okay, maybe we get 3 of each, 4. Anyway, that just makes it a little fun when they open up the envelope to have it be decorated on inside. So I guess there's 3 different designs and you get 4 of each with your dozen cards. So I hope that you will try one of the Creative Memories card kits. All of them are pretty much the same basic concept, with the pieces that are numbered and labeled for you, and then the little instructional papers that tell you step by step how to do it. You guys saw from watching me just do this live that sometimes if you read the directions, you don't get as confused as when you just try to do it on your own. So there you go. 12 birthday cards from the Signed, Sealed, and Celebrate card kit from Creative Memories. Thanks so much for watching, and happy scrapbooking.